The Propcast on the Sports Gam Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog took new customers, play just $5. It's $75 bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code SGPN.
And taking a shot to ground downfield. He gets the catch, and he gets in for the touchdown. The catch is made by Calvin Ridley. Wilson, as he throws deep.
And welcome, everyone, to the Propcast here on the Sports Gam Podcast Network. Currently Monday afternoon, December 29th, around 12:40 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Rose Scott Rachel. Once again, joined by Rosenberg together to break down our favorite props for the last Monday night game of the regular season, Week 17. We have the Rams-Falcons. I know you're as excited as we are, but either way, the point is we do have a game to get into. We'll mention, as always, our three favorite props each. Adam, how's it going with you? How excited are you about the last Monday night regular season game?
I literally texted you. Well, I was hungover this morning at 10 and told you I didn't want to do the show at 10. And then at noon, you asked if we could push the show back. And I said, do we really need to do this show? This game stinks. But we've been really cooking. So we've been cooking. Non-baby plays have been cooking. So we might as well finish strong. What we're combined, I think you and I were like 6-1 on the Christmas props and stuff like that, or like Christmas weekend props. We've had a great two shows. So
yeah, I went 2-1. I think you went like 4-1 or something.
Yeah. So depending on what was official, I never can remember. But I only have 3. We're winding things down, so I might as well do it.
Hopkins didn't do many favors, but Lawrence went over his first half passing yards and Dulcich flew over. So, yeah, 2 sweat-free winners for me, but once again did pick up a loss there. But overall, good episode. We'll try to keep rolling here for this one. Anyway, anything you want to add before we get into the actual props?
No, I just want to get through this, and then I'm going to go eat.
Cool. So before we get into the actual props, a reminder that you can get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one easy location, SGPN app. So download it for free in the App Store. Type in SGPN to get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one easy location, SGPN app. So moving on to our actual props here for the game tonight. Adam, what's going to be your first prop for this matchup?
All right, so first one we're going to go with is pretty popular guy that everybody seems to like on the podcast, Colby Parkinson. We're actually going to go with his under 34.5 receiving yards. This line keeps getting banged up, 33, 34. I'm taking the under on the 34.5. He's under in 3 of his last 5. Only 36% of tight ends total who have faced Atlanta this season have gone over their line. This is also... It's a weird spot here because the Rams can still, I think they can still win the division, but they really can't. But the bigger thing is that if Atlanta wins, it impacts the NFC South game next week, because if Atlanta wins, they'll be 8-9. Or they could be, if Atlanta wins this week and next week, they'll be 8-9. If the Bucks win or whatever, you could basically have 3 8-9 teams, and Carolina would still, based on all the weird tiebreakers, win that division. So I don't know. This is all like a weird spot to me. I think the Rams are all but locked into the 6.
Just for clarification, the Falcons are eliminated, but they can sabotage.
They can sabotage the Bucks.
Yeah, that's the short story of it. Yeah.
That's the short story of it. Well, but what I mean is like that they have these weird things to play for. The Rams are kind of just like, let's get healthy and do what we need to do, because they're going to probably have to go to Philadelphia again for the playoffs. Needless to say, he's only over in 1 of his last 3 playing games. Over the last 2 years, he's actually under this number in every game against the top 50th percentile pass defense, which Atlanta is. So Colby Parkinson under 34.5 receiving yards, -114.
Yeah, so you went with 1 tight end. I actually picked the other one. I ended up going with Terrence Ferguson. I think his longest catch, under 16.5 yards, -122. So overall, he's not really gone over this number regularly. He has gone under this number in 5 of his last 6 games. Falcons are also quite good against tight ends. They're allowing the 5th fewest receiving yards per game to opposing tight ends. And I see in the comments section, we have Jordan Love here talking about how the Rams have about 5 tight ends. Yeah, once again, Ferguson doesn't really get the volume, so you have to avoid one big play, which he gets on occasion. But as you mentioned, Parkinson's been banged up because for the prop because he's the main tight end they have.
He's the main. He has the most snaps, but it's just they have 9 guys. So.
That's what I'm saying. So Ferguson's a guy who doesn't get many targets anyway. I think his receptions line was over or under 1.5, and I can get his longest catch under 16.5. I'm not sure he's going to have more than 1 catch in the game. So give me Ferguson, longest catch under 16.5 yards against a good tight end defense that the Falcons have, -122. That's my first play for the show. So there we go. Moving on to your second play. What do you like?
Second play. Let me pull my thing up right here. Second play, I'm going to go with one that hit for us a couple weeks ago. Or maybe did we just lose it when it hit a couple weeks ago? Let me just look. I'm going to double check because I want to know when he went over this. No, it did hit for us. Okay, so we took this a couple weeks ago against Tampa Bay, and it hit for us when Atlanta shocked the world and won. But we're going to go with Bijan Robinson under 15.5 longest rush. He's very, very good. But I'm going to take the under on this as the Rams, first of all, he's under in 6 to 10 home games. And the Rams had the 5th lowest opponent explosive run rate since week 10. So they're just doing a really good job of containing that type of explosion and damages like 20-yard plus runs. Under 3 to 5 primetime games, including his last 2 this season. By the way, Atlanta's had 4 primetime games this year.
I know. People thought they'd be good, unfortunately.
Wild. And only 37% of running backs have gone over the longest rush line this season against the Rams. So Bijan under 15.5, longest rush, -114.
Yeah, and once again, a reminder with that type of prop is the player can still have a good game. They just have to not have one massive run attached to it. But Bijan's going to be in the passing game. The Rams are favored by 7. I don't know what your game script is for the game tonight. I think the Rams do win the game, personally. So,
I think the Rams, Joe had pointed this out, like the Rams I think the Rams are going to pass early because they want to get Stafford try to get Stafford he would break his own record for his passing touchdowns.
Also, the Falcons' pass defense has been a bit vulnerable lately too.
A little bit vulnerable, but what they're really going to on the outsides for sure. But what they're probably going to do is just try to stay healthy and grind this out. So like I saw someone with like quorum stuff. Like I like that on the second half. I think that this is a trappy game, but it doesn't hurt them to lose. And what really would hurt them is getting hurt.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams still want the 5 seed, I'd say, because they, of course, would get Carolina or Tampa in the first round of the playoffs. But the point is, you're looking at a Falcons team that I don't think is going to win this game. So you might see a game script that results more in passing by Cousins down the stretch, which might result in less carries for Bijan in general. So there was a game script that could definitely go in your favor when it comes to limiting the actual attempts that Bijan does get in this game. Before we get into the other props that we have for the game, a reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, Kalshi. If you like real money prediction markets available in all 50 states, check out Kalshi. Trade in a bunch of markets. In sports, you have the NFL, college football, college basketball, the NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have other options like politics, and you also have weather and entertainment, so check that out. A reminder, though, if you want to try out Kalshi, get a nice sign-up deal through us, new customers. Get $20 when they sign up with the code SGPN. That's Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN for a free $20 at sign-up. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. So if you like pick 'em entries, chance to win 5,000 times your entry. Also for the holiday season, Underdog has you covered with Underdog Unwrapped for the holidays. You'll unwrap tons of promos, and a reminder, they have a new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $75 bonus funds when you sign up at Underdog Fantasy with the promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through the first couple props that we have for the game tonight. Time to move on into my second prop. For this one, I'm going to go with a first quarter receiving yards play. Give me Drake London. First quarter over, 13.5 receiving yards at -111. He's been amazing in the first quarter of games he's played in. He has had at least 18 yards in the first quarter in 8 of his last 9 games. The Rams defensively have been vulnerable against the pass. They're allowing the 9th most receiving yards per game to opposing wide receivers. We saw a couple of, once again, injuries, I'd say half derail a London season. But when he plays, he's objectively really good, and I do think he'll have a solid matchup. One catch might get this because we do know that London is a big play receiver as well. But I think that this yard total is pretty low for a guy that is usually downfield and a guy that I think is very underrated and a guy that's gone over this number in 8 of the last 9 games. Give me Drake London, first quarter receiving yards over 13.5 at -111. Any thoughts on London to have a good first quarter?
I like London to have a good game, period. I think you're right. It's so weird because he's like a quiet 1,100-yard receiver with like 10
I think
touchdowns.
that he is. I know that I'm going to compare him to a future Hall of Famer on a division rival team. He reminds me a lot of the Mike Evans reputation, where he just puts up numbers, but you never actually notice how good he is until you see the end of the season.
Until you see the whole
and you're like,
package.
He has 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns, and you're like,
I had no idea he did that last year.
No, like Drake London, really good. I think he's a very
really
solid
good
player.
Yeah, so, really solid player.
Once again, I think Mike Evans is better than him, but the argument is public perception. You don't think about him until you see
because his quarterbacks stink.
Correct, and he's still very good. So
yeah,
there we go. So I got London to have a good first quarter as my other.
Yeah, I like that. London touchdown narrowly missed my card. It'll probably end up on there when I'm pre-gaming for this Fish show. So
you can mention it in miscellaneous if you want to. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say it's really going to be me texting you saying, "Hey, we're both putting $100 on this." And actually, I think in Hard Rock it's the best price, so I may have you do it for me.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, fine. Anyway, so that's good. I agree with it. So there we go.
Cool. You want to move on to your final prop?
Yeah. Okay. So he's been really good at catching this for us, but Devon Diablo, the former Raider, under 6.5 tackles and assists. I call it TNA plus 101. Getting plus money for this. He's only over this 3 times in his last 20 games total over the span of the last 2 seasons. Under in his only game against LA last year when he was a Raider, and only 39% of linebackers have gone over this against the Rams this season. I like it. I think that, again, we are thinking that there will be some pass attack. There'll probably be some stuff going more towards the outside. We already don't like the tight ends in this. So let's go with Diablo under 6.5 tackles and assists.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really know much about him in general, but I do know that
he's good. He's very good.
I was going to say, I do know that the TNA play has been pretty good for us so far this season. So I can definitely get into it. For my last play, I'm going to stay with the first half angle. So I went first quarter. Now I'm going to go first half. Give me Kyron to go over 24.5 first half rushing yards at -118. I just think the number's too low. I understand that Corum's getting more involved, but Kyron's still flying over the number. He's had at least 32 rushing yards in the first half in 8 of his last 9 games. He's also been very good on the road. He's had at least 32 rushing yards in the first half in 5 straight road games, and the Falcons are allowing the 10th most rushing yards per game to running backs. But Kyron, we know, is still the main guy in the backfield. Yes, Corum is more involved. I understand all that, but 24.5 is kind of nothing. If he ends up getting 8 carries, which is a reasonable number in the first half, he needs to average basically 3 yards a carry. I just think that's too low. Give me Kyron to go over 24.5 rushing yards in the first half at -118. I just think that line's very short. So that's my final play for the game. I see the comment section asking about a couple of plays. Prodigy wants to know about your thoughts on Parkinson longest reception under 15 now.
I did like that. It just narrowly missed my cut just because I saw this his receiving line keep getting bumped up, and it was just this giant body of work of it just not hitting on that. He has had some big plays the last couple of games, which is a little bit that concerned me because with Devontae out, I'm just having trouble trying to figure out what the game script is going to be for this. I don't hate that, though.
Yeah, so that was one play that was mentioned. I saw somebody else asking about Stafford first half passing yards.
I do like that angle. I honestly would do Stafford. Well, his touchdown passes in the first half is like 1.5. Honestly, it's probably plus money. I would totally do that.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I liked it a lot for Lawrence, mainly because the Colts pass defense is horrific.
Well, that was a yardage play. I don't know if I like the yardage on this one as much as I like the touchdowns.
That's why I took the Lawrence one. For the Stafford one, I think it's okay, but I'm not going to bet it. I'm not.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, cool. You have any miscellaneous stuff you want to plug?
No, just the Drake London TD. I think he gets in. He had 2 red zone targets last week, and he didn't do anything.
Nothing on like maybe a Cousins pick or Stafford no interceptions or anything.
Oh man, I'm just trying not to. I'm like we're at the end of the season. I don't need to overexpose.
Yeah, that's fine. Just asking. It's gonna be a short episode. But
it's our shortest ever.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll be back on Thursday. Shoot, it's New Year's Day. I gotta figure out. We may. We may end up I got to figure out when we record this week. I don't know. This week's weird because
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But
either way. So before we get into our best bets and, of course, Underdog, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is Novig. So you want to check out the number one rated sports prediction market in America. Check out Novig. Get some great prices. A lot of reduced juice. So compare the prices on Novig to sportsbooks. You'll notice that Novig does have better prices more often than not. Download the app. Get $50 and you spend just $5 if you use our code SGPN. Get the extra Novig. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. So they've been crushing it this season in the NFL. They have options for props as well. They've been very good on the props lately. Also, check them out for college basketball. So you could use them with models. Check out the college experience shows. You can pair it with Rhythm. Definitely think you'll enjoy the content Rhythm has. A reminder, it's easy to sign up for. You can build your own model, copy one from the leaderboard, or use the Rhythm House model to help you make some plays for the actual game tonight. They are a fan of it's plus money, so we can make a case for it. They do like Puka under 7.5 receptions at plus 122. So they're going to go for the plus money play there. They're going to swing for it. Puka has a good game, not an oh my god, he's going for 200 yards again. So we'll go with the Rhythm play Puka under 7.5 catches at plus 122. A reminder, though, if you want to check out Rhythm, you get a nice discount code with us. With the code SGPN25, when you download the app, you get a nice 25% off your first month. That's Rhythm, RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 for 25% off your first month. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our three favorite plays each for the game between the Rams and the Falcons on Monday Night Football. Time to move on into our best bets. Adam, what is your favorite play out of the three you gave out?
I like this Colby Parkinson fade. For the same reason you like the Terrence Ferguson one. There's just too many mouths to feed in that section.
Yeah, definitely a lot of tight ends they're going to rotate between. My favorite play, I'm going to go with Ferguson, a longest catch under 16.5. His receptions are at 1.5. So if you want to give me a Noah Gray situation where if he ends up catching one
pass, fading that guy so much.
The point is if he catches one pass for 20 yards, I'll live with it. But if he's only going to get targeted like twice in the entire game, I'll take my chances. I just think 16.5 is a lot of yards against a defense that is allowing the fourth fewest receiving yards per game to tight ends. So give me Ferguson, longest catch under 16.5 yards at minus 122. Moving on to Underdog. Adam, anything you want to take? Do you want to recycle that Rhythm Puka play?
Do you have things down there? Because I'm in New York.
I am in Florida, so I cannot do anything.
Okay, let's look.
So we might not be able to actually do our own Underdog entry for the show.
We actually can't. But I'll softly. Oh, you know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do.
I was going to say we can still build it.
We can still build it. Wait, how do you? So you don't have it? Okay.
No. By the way, Joe, I wasn't comparing the actual skill set of Ferguson to Gray. It was a usage thing. If he's going to end up with one or two targets and one catch, I'll dare him to catch a pass that's 17 plus yards. That was the comp. I think that he's definitely better than Gray. But the point is the actual target share is still pretty underwhelming. That was my comparison. But
how do you not have? Because I'm in New York and I'm in New York and I do this and I feel like I have.
At no point could I ever do Underdog in New York. So
all right. Let's see.
It's
something.
like us being in Vegas recording a show. It's like, all right, we can't really do anything, but we're still gonna give it out.
All right. I just kind of threw something together here.
Okay. So let's hear.
Okay. So here's what I threw together. Oh, it says not available in New York. Okay, but I just did it. All right. Well, here's what we did, guys. Let me know what you think of this one. Drake London higher 66.5 receiving yards. Matt Stafford lower 34.5 pass attempts.
Okay.
And then Matthew Stafford higher to throw an interception. And the reason why I like that interception is because it is a rowdy Monday night in Atlanta game. And Stafford's been throwing a bunch of picks lately. And this is a ball hawking defense. So
unfortunately, I believe you're not allowed to do two separate plays on the same player. So I don't think we'd be able to do Stafford.
Oh, okay. So then let me get rid of that. Okay. Then let me get another one.
So I don't
want to do the Cousins. I don't really want to do the Cousins pick.
That's fine. You want to just do the Ferguson longest lower? Call it a day?
Yeah, let's just do that. That's fine. I'll do that.
All right, cool.
Well, wait, if you want to do longest completion.
That's fine.
Hold on. They don't have it.
Okay, so
Hold on. I got it. It's just relax.
Well, I was going to say, if you wanted to do the Kyron one first half.
No. Okay, so Drake London, higher 66.5 receiving yards. Matthew Stafford, lower 34.5 pass attempts. Terrence Ferguson, lower 15.5. Longest reception. I don't know what it is because it's not available in New York.
It's something.
Sounds like it's probably 5.68.
Give or take. Maybe
6.2. Allegedly.
Maybe get a boost out of it. So who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, Adam, before we officially end the show, can you just remind everyone your 3 plays?
Yeah. Bijan Robinson under 15.5 longest rush. Colby Parkinson under 34.5 receiving yards. And Divine Diablo under 6.5 tackles and assists.
And my 3 plays, give me Terrence Ferguson, longest catch under 16.5 yards, minus 122. Drake London over 13.5 first quarter receiving yards, minus 111. And Kyron Williams over 24.5 first half rushing yards at minus 118. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Once again, we're a little bit uncertain about our actual schedule this upcoming week because we have New Year's, etc. But there will be content, so of course look out for it. If not, the Babies account is going to post a bunch of plays anyway. But either way,
yeah. Well, maybe less. It'll be much more hockey related, though. I think.
Yeah, but still, I'm saying plays in general. Adam, anything else you want to add?
No, nothing from me.
Cool. That's going to wrap it up. A reminder: support us on Twitter at Reichar Radio, at Hey Rosenberg. Check out the Propcast on Twitter at the Propcast SGPN. Find the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple. YouTube, SGPN Propcast, and of course on Spotify or Apple, same thing. SGPN Propcast. But either way, till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.